חיזוק from the Parsha, Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Vayishbblv. In this week's Parsha we find the Torah tells us about Mechiras Yosef, how the brothers went in the field. Yaakov sends his son to check what's going on with him, and they kidnap him. They want to kill him. They're throwing him into a bowl, in a pit, and eventually they want to kill him, and eventually they sell him to the Arabs, to Mitzrayim. Can anybody explain and think about it? Why do we sit by the Parsha? We just listen to it. Doesn't seem to bother anybody. It's just a terrible story. They go to Yaakov and they tell him, oh, your son was killed. Your son was ripped apart by an animal. And Yaakov is crying for 22 years. And they going on alive. Everything's okay. In us, we listen to it. It's okay, we learn it, but nobody seems to take it personal. It bothers them. Why is that? And the answer is very simple. Because we all know the end of the story, the rest of the story. We all know that the Kanas, Parshas Vayishbblv, Parshas Mekayitz, and Parshas Vayigash. We all know that eventually there was a yeshiva for Klal Yisrael, turned out for the good, turned out for the best, because Yosef HaTzadik became the Mishnah L'Melech. Eventually he saved his family. Eventually he saved Klal Yisrael. And it all turned out for the good. When we know the end of the story, we see the clear picture, not only the tzura, it's much easier to accept it. Every person in life has situations that he has it's terrible. He thinks it's the end of the world. And it's very hard for him to accept it. The Torah is teaching us every parsha has the rest of the story. You just don't see it always. The koich is the limit that you have to learn from this parsha is not even, you have to have the eminah pshita, that everything will turn out for the good, even when you don't see the rest of the story. This is the chizuk from this parsha. There's another thing in this parsha that Yosef HaTzadik did, and it turned out for so good just because he did one good thing. Yosef HaTzadik is in jail, in a pit, in a bowl, the most horrible jail possible. And Yosef HaTzadik sees that the Sarah Mashkim and the Sarah Wifim, and they're upset. They're in a bad mood. And he goes over to them, why are you so upset? You're in a bad mood. You know what happened because of this question? Very simple. His entire yeshia came just because he asked them, how are you doing? What's bothering you? Can you imagine if he wouldn't have asked him that? 2 years later, when Paro had the chulim, nothing would have happened. Yosef could have stayed in jail for so many more years. His own yeshia came, his own salvation came only because, how can I help you? Think about it. So many times we see a yid, not a Sarah Mashkim, a Sarah Wifim, in a difficult matzav. All you got to do, my friend, my brother, how can I help you? My sister, how can I help you? What bothers you? That, by asking someone, how can I help you, that can bring a yeshiva for yourself and maybe for the entire Klal Yisrael. Shabbos.